Hey everyone, and welcome to an unboxing of the 4x4x6 Cuboid, the Super Edition. So this has just basically got a different colour scheme. And I got this from HK Now store. So, little business card. And it seems like the boxes come open, but that's alright. So this is actually the same price as the normal one, but they've just put different stickers on it basically for the 10th anniversary of the puzzle, I guess. So as you can see, it's got the same color scheme as the normal one, with the white and yellow on the big faces, and then the red and the orange on the small faces. But other than that, it's the same color positions as a normal standard color scheme, except that you've obviously got these extra colors on these pieces, which give them more like positioning. So for example, this piece cannot go here, which would be possible on the non-super version. So turning wise, feels pretty good. It's quite dry compared to the other one I've got, but that's not necessarily bad. Feels very smooth. So the other one I've got is this Fisher 4x4x6, which, as you can see, I haven't been able to solve yet, and that's mostly because I haven't actually got any other cuboids. Well, I've got a 3x9, but that's a lot easier than this. But I figured, since this was the same price as the normal 4x4x6, then I'll get the super one, and that way you can solve it as a normal 4x4x6 if you just ignore the extra colors, or you can have the extra challenge of having to position the colors correctly. So even though this is a shape mod, and lots of shape mods are effectively super cubes, this is not equivalent to this puzzle, I don't believe anyway, and that is because if I just get my other Fisher cube, so here's my other Fisher cube. This is just a normal 4x4 Fisher cube, and as you can see, this is when it's in its solved state, and if you've got yellow on top, then red is to the right of blue. But actually you can change that by doing those moves, so that now with yellow on top, blue is to the right of red. And so on other super cubes, obviously you've got to have every center has to be in the exact right location. However, on a Fisher cube, I believe you can have essentially, as was demonstrated on this, you can basically have multiple solved solutions. So these are not quite equivalent puzzles. But yeah, I guess, so it feels pretty good. These end layers were a bit weird on the Fisher one, just because of the shape. You kind of get it so that it does that sometimes. And that's just because as you're pushing on this, it's kind of prefers to just turn that large one. So the end layers can be kind of hard to turn. But like, they're smooth once they're turning, but you can just get that sort of thing happening, whereas on this, they don't really do that. So that's nice. And yeah, as I mentioned, this feels much drier than this one. But I think this actually feels nicer, to be honest. So yeah, I guess I'll try and do a checkerboard pattern, and then I will scramble it up. So that looks pretty crazy with all the different you know, super cube colors. And I guess let's scramble it. So firstly, I'll just do non-shape-shifting moves to try and get it as scrambled as possible before we basically bandage it into a 4x4. So as soon as you start making moves that aren't sort of, you know, in this long axis, once you stop making moves that are basically two 90-degree moves, so 180 degrees, then it basically will bandage itself to a 4x4. And then from what I can tell, I haven't looked up tutorials or anything, but from what I've come up with in my own working on the Fisher version, you basically solve it back to a cuboid, which then allows you to make those you know, those 6-layer turns. Otherwise you can only do 4x4 moves. So that looks pretty much scrambled on non-shape-shifting moves, so now let's just scramble it like a 4x4. And as you can see, I can't turn obviously this layer anymore, which is what I was talking about, which is it's basically just a 4x4 now. So that seems pretty scrambled to me. So there it is next to the Fisher version. I probably should have compared the height. So it's the same height. And I guess it's the same. Oh, it's actually not the same, is it? No, it is the same width. So yeah, it's the same dimensions as the Fisher version. But yeah, so that is the Tom Z Calvin's Puzzle Super 4x4x6 Cuboid. Thanks for watching.